Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video on Python programming. And in this video we are going to learn about the object oriented programming concept in Python and how they are implemented. So the first concept which we will learn about is class, and let's discuss how to define a class, what is a class and what is the need of the class. So the topics which we will be covering in this video are as follows. So first we will be looking at the class, then we will see what are method, then properties, and finally we will be seeing what is an object and how to create it. So let's us quickly get started with my Visual Studio Code, and I have defined or I have created a file python video 8.py here, and in this what we have done is we have created a dictionary. So I have written a little bit of explanation here. So we have created a dictionary, and then we have created a function that is print total marks. So in the dictionary we have three elements, that is subject 1, subject 3 and subject 4. Sorry, I missed subject 2. And then we have defined a name, and that is the name of the what you can say user. So in this case what we are going to do is we are going to print total marks. So in this case you can see that when we call print total marks, then you will see .py, then you will see that Sam has got total marks of 90. So here you can see that there is a dictionary and then there is a function. But suppose that we have a very long program, and in that we have several objects, several dictionaries and several functions, and we know that here we have a dependency of print total marks on the dictionary D. So in a large program it may happen that sometimes the customer may or the user may need to change the name or the structure of the dictionary. Then it will have effect on all these functions, and there may be a miss. So what we want here is that we want that there should be a tight coupling between this print total marks and this dictionary D. What do we mean by that? What do I mean by that is that this whenever this dictionary is changed, I should know, or I should have a kind of data structure where I or the user may have the knowledge that hey, if I am changing the structure of this T, then I need to make changes to these functions as well. So this is where the classes comes in handy. So classes basically, so if I want to take this function inside the dictionary, so as we know that we cannot have a function inside a dictionary, that is why, and it will show an error. So what do I mean by that? If you will take this function inside this dictionary and you will close this, then you will see that this will not run, and it will say this is an invalid syntax because we cannot define the functions inside a dictionary. So this is what will happen here. So let me quickly get the things back as they were before, and here we have missed this one bracket, and we don't require this bracket. So now if I run this program, it will run fine. So in this case, since we want a structure inside which we can define the functions along with the data types or the variables, so in that case we have classes in Python. So how to define a class? So what I will simply do is I will simply write class, and I want to create a class for student. So I will create a class as student, and then I put a colon. So this is how we create a class in Python, and then we will define some of the functions. So the very basic function here is init self pass. and then here I will define the variables like name is equals to name, name, then self dot subject 1 is equals to subject 1, self dot subject 2 is equals to subject 2, self dot subject 3 is equals to subject 3, and then we have a function inside this class that is so now we have defined this, and we will have to change this one as well. So what I will do is, has got total marks of this format, and here we will write self dot name comma self dot subject 1, self dot subject 2 comma self dot subject 3. So that is all we need to. And now we have defined a class in this so we have defined a class with the name student, and we have defined a constructor, or we can say the initialize function, that will initialize our variables whenever we define or create an object out of it. Now since we have done the part of since we have completed the part of creating a class, so this is how we create classes in Python. And now what I will do is I will just get, so let me quickly finish this methods and property. So as we know that if I define this function without the class, then it is called as a function. So if a function is defined within a class, then it is called a method. So function and methods are kind of, we can say, synonyms, but the difference is that methods are inside a class and function is a normal function which we define in a program without any class or outside of a class. So it is just a naming convention that we follow, that methods that differentiates a method from a function. Now what is the property? So a property is basically are these variables, that is this one sub1, and the variables which are defined within a class are called as the property, and if it is without a class, then it's a normal variable, as we know. So that is again a naming convention that we follow, and these are called as the property of this class. So here subject 1, name, subject 2 and subject 3 are the property of the class student. Now finally let's come to the concept of creating object. So how to create an object? So to create an object from class student, let's say I want to create a student object 1. So what I will do is I will quickly write the name of the class, and then what I know that this init function requires how many variables? 4 variables. So what I will do is I will just quickly say sub1, sub2, sub3, and what I will do is when I will create this class, I will say Sam, then 10, 20, 30, and now what I will do is print stud1 dot print total marks, and I will call this function. So now here you can see what I did on line number 20 is I just created one object stud1, and that is an object of class student. So here what I will do is print, and what I want is that hey print to which class this stud belongs to. So it's basically a function, I believe. So let me quickly print this and let me hash it out. So if I print this, then you can see that here print is saying that hey class stud1, oh sorry, object stud1 has a class that is a student. So I can say that stud1 is an object of student class which has been printed on the screen as well. So now what I will do quickly is I can also write print. If I do it like this, then it will just say that hey, it's a then we can do the same thing by this type of stud1, and it's saying that it's a object of class student. So let me delete this, and let me leave this one. And what I will do is now I will quickly call the function print total marks in this, and let's see what we get. So here you can see what is this, none. Okay, here we have missed something. So okay, so we have printed this thing and we have called the function as well, so we should not do it like this, so it is the right way. So what we have done is we have just created an object, then we have called the function print total marks, and the flow from 22, or the control of the program from line number 22 went to this print total marks. And we know that what we have done here is that we have told to print that self dot name. So here self signifies the object from which this function was called, or to which on which this function was called. So we know that stud1 was called, oh sorry, the print total marks function was called over object stud1. So this self denotes this object stud1, and we know that when we created stud1 object, it has this data inside it, sam 10 20 30. So when we want that data to be extracted, what we can do inside this class is we can simply write self, that is stud1 dot name. So when this program will search for hey, what is the stud1 dot name, so it will say that when we created stud1 we passed in sam, so sam should be replaced with self dot name. Similarly for others, that when it will search for self dot sub1, it will say hey, self is stud1, and what is sub1, so 10 was passed when stud1 was created, so 10 will be replaced with self dot sub1. So like similarly all these variables will be replaced, and finally it will find the total of this and print it on the screen. So I hope the concept of class was bit clear to you. If there are any questions, feel free to comment and I will be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.